Hola, ¿cómo estás? We are going to multiply and divide rational expressions. What does that mean? Well, I'm gonna tell you. You're just sitting right there. Okay. So here we're looking at simplifying, but we have multiplication. Multiplication? What do we do with that? It's actually the same as what we were doing before. This is the same thing as this. You know what? Actually, before I well, you don't know what I was going to do, so never mind. The first thing that we can do is factor if we can. Factor and cancel if we can. So to factor, I'll factor this. So I have 18x cubed minus 6x squared. And if I want to factor that, I can divide by 6x squared. Remember, whatever you divide by goes on the outside of parentheses. 6x squared. And then 18 divided by 6 is 3. And then the x to the third divided by x squared is x. And then I have minus 1. I have the minus 1 there. Okay, that's pretty good. So that's the top part. That's that green section there. Yeah, and then I'll factor that. I can't factor this. I mean, I could into 2 and 3, but I'm not going to do that. And then this is x plus 6, so I can't really do anything with that. So I'll write down 18x minus 6 and factor that. Again, I can divide by 6. So I do that. Whatever you divide by goes on the outside. That's 3x minus 1. And so here we go. I factored everything that I could. That's factor. The next step, I guess, is to rewrite it. So I'll do that. This, remember, that part turned into this. So I have, instead of 18x cubed minus 6x squared, I have 6x squared times the quantity, 3x minus 1. And then on the bottom, I have this, because it was this, and it changed to this because I factored it. So divided by 6 times 3x minus 1. And then I have the rest of it, times 6 over x plus 6. So here we go. This is the part that I wanted to say at the beginning. When I have multiplication, it's the same thing as going like this. It's the same thing as if it was just one single line up there. So that's how I'm going to rewrite it. So those are the same thing. That's multiplication in between all of these things. You don't have to write it. You can just write it right next to them. But it is multiplication between all those things. Notice, I put parentheses around this just so I don't get confused. But I do need those parentheses. And then now I'm going to try and cancel. So after you rewrite, cancel and reduce if you can. So that's what I'm going to do here. Notice I have the 3x minus 1 and a 3x minus 1, so those cancel. And then I got a bunch of 6's. I could just look at these. The 6 divided by 6, that's just 1, so that kind of cancels out. And to 1. And then I have x squared times 6, right, because this went away, divided by x plus 6. Now you cannot cancel those because I have an addition sign there, so I just leave that, and I think I might be done. Usually you write this in front of the variable. It's a coefficient, so it's 6x squared over x plus 6. Remember, you cannot cancel those out. And that's all there is to it. It's actually all the same steps as we had before. Factor and cancel and reduce. Let's try one more real quick. So here we have it. Simplify. Again, we'll revisit our steps. Factor, rewrite, cancel, and reduce. So I'll factor this. How do I can't factor that. The only thing I can factor is that top piece right there. So let's factor that. I'll do that in red. Remember, you do the 3 times the negative 35 Wait, can I divide by... No, I can't divide by 3. Okay, so you do the x problem. 3 times negative 35. I think that's negative 105. And then you take the middle number, and that's in the bottom. We hopefully know how to do this. And then now you figure out these numbers. Let's see. I'll just get my calculator. 105. Can't divide by 2 because 105 is not even. Divide by 3. Divide by 3. 35 and 3 don't work. 105 divided by 4 won't work. 105 divided by 5. That's 21 and 5. No, that doesn't work. 105 divided by 6 won't work. Divide by 7. Divided by 7. 7 and 15. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Yes, 7 and 15. One of them has to be negative. If we made the 15 negative, that would be wrong, because then that would make the 8 negative, and then I think we got it. So the next step, remember, is to copy down the 3x squared, and then minus 7x plus 15x minus 35. I'll split these up and continue on. I'm just factoring. Here, the greatest common factor is just an x. I can divide out an x. Whatever I divide by goes on the outside. I get 3x, because x squared divided by x is x. Minus, those x's canceled, so it's just minus 7. And then I can divide by, looks like I can divide by 5. So then I get, whatever divide by goes on the outside, and then I get 3x minus 7. Those are the same, so I can write it once. 3x minus 7, and then x plus 5. So I have that. So this top part changed to this. What does that mean? Well, I factored. Now I got to rewrite it. So that red part I will change to this, because those are the same thing. So I have, let's see, 1 over 3x minus 7. That was this part. Times, and then instead of this, I will write this. And I'll do it in red so you know where it came from. 3x minus 7, x plus 5, and then over 5. So there's that, and remember the same way we did here, we just made it all one single line. That's what we're going to do with this. 1 over 3x minus 7. You put it in parentheses just like we did with this. Put it in parentheses, right? Because now we have stuff right next to it. And it's going to be one single line. We got 5 there. I'll put that in parentheses. And then 1 times 3x minus 7 and x plus 5. And look at that. That cancels with that. And I'm just left with 1 times this, which is just x plus 5, divided by 5. Because nothing cancels out. Remember, I cannot cancel those because of that addition there. And that's the answer.